What is going on, you guys? It is Justin back here with another video, and today we have some more horror movie news. This horror movie news episode consists of news for the new Saw movie and for Terrifier 3. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get right into it. And first off, we're going to get started off with the Saw X stuff. So we got confirmation that the people who made the last Saw movie, who wrote the script and directed it, will not be returning, which sucks because Saw X was one of the greatest Saw movies I've seen in a while. Says Saw X writer Josh Stolberg has confirmed the upcoming Saw 11 will be losing part of what made the previous film in the franchise so great. The 10th installment of the horror series has been praised for its focus on John Kramer, adding depth to the character by making him the movie's protagonist. Good critical reception and financial performance led to Lionsgate announcing Saw 11, continuing the long-running horror franchise. Now Stolberg has confirmed that neither he nor co-writer Peter Goldfinger are returning to pen the script for Saw 11, revealing the sequel will be losing part of what made Saw X so great. Now the thing that sucks about that is that we got the return of Hoffman at the end of it, which, don't get me wrong, I loved the return, and I wanted to see what Goldfinger would do with it. But I've heard a couple different rumors, and that's what we're going to get into right now. Excuse me, I'll take a drink of my water. But there are some rumors going around about Hoffman, so let's get right into it. Says, since the previous film's focus was on John was such a success, it wouldn't be surprising for Saw 11 to make a similar approach. The movie might also go into an entirely different direction, perhaps exploring the post-Jigsaw side of the timeline with his future apprentices. Saw X's mid-credits scene featured the return of Detective Mark Hoffman, who could end up being the main character of the next installment, which, me personally, I really hope that happens, because as I've said in previous videos before, Hoffman is my favorite Jigsaw killer. Although it's disappointing that Saw X's writers won't be returning for Saw 11, there is still plenty the next movie can explore in different areas of the series timeline. Now that the newest movie has established entries can jump around to different points in the timeline, there's no telling what the next installment will take place, or if it will feature John at all. It remains to be seen what direction the franchise will be heading and who will be in charge of bringing it to life. So, one thing I would like them to do, because pointing out what they said there, where it says that the series established it could jump around to different points in the timeline, maybe we fast forward and we go to the very end of Saw 3D and we see if Hoffman actually escaped the bathroom scene, because as you know, Dr. Lawrence Gordon was the one that chained him up, because I think it was revealed in Saw 3D that he was also a Jigsaw apprentice after he survived. So yeah, so many things you could do with Hoffman. You could continue off of Saw X and go on to Saw 11 as like it's in between 3 and 4 now. Who knows? It would be really awesome just to see John and Hoffman working together again, or if you just go back to having Hoffman do it solo after Amanda and John died. But yeah, very interesting to see what they'll do with this franchise. But there was one more rumor going around, which is right here. It says Saw X ended with John and Amanda saving Carlos from their trap, outwitting Parker and Cecilia by deceiving them in one final twist. However, Cecilia seemingly survived, managing to stick her head out of the room filled with chemical gas as she watched the trio leave the warehouse. Given her survival, she may aim to get revenge on the Jigsaw killer in another installment taking place between other movies. Now, this one would be really interesting, but she would obviously be the bad guy, and it would make the Jigsaw killer the good guy. So, my question is, if they do this, are they gonna continue off of Saw 3D, where I just brought it up? Say Hoffman escapes. She doesn't know Hoffman, but she could find out that he's the Jigsaw killer and go after him. So yeah, it's just very interesting to think about. Are they going to continue it with John? Because obviously, in any of the Saw movies, we haven't heard about her until Saw X. So it'll just be very interesting to see what they do. Now, moving on to the Terrifier 3 news. Says Cineverse, in partnership with Bloody Disgusting, announced today that Lauren Lavera will officially return in the unrated mega slasher Terrifier 3, reprising her role as Sienna. And man, I am so excited for this. Obviously, we knew previous to this video, all my other Terrifier 3 update videos, that we were having Sienna come back, and we also got confirmation of some other characters that are coming back, which I will get into later. But right here, it says, this is what Lauren Lavera had to say on coming back. She goes, "I'm thrilled to be returning to Terrifier 3, said Lavera. Damien's vision for my character was special, and now he's set to take it to an entirely different level. It's been surreal to witness the immense connection and support from fans from Sienna, and I applaud Damien for introducing a strong female character, the angel-dressed heroine who gets to face off Art the Clown's merciless ways. I can't wait for you to see the next chapter of Sienna as Damien dives deeper into her backstory. Lauren was the heart and soul of Terrifier 2, and the next installment couldn't be done without her character," said Leone. "Lauren brings an unparalleled essence to the film, and her return is integral to the continuation of the chilling narrative we've crafted. Her character will be more developed as she is dealing with intense trauma stemming from the events of the previous film. Eventually, she must conquer these challenges and confront Art. Her continued metamorphosis into Art's formidable foe is one of the most intriguing and exciting aspects of this franchise for me." And this also says that David Howard Thornton will be back as Art the Clown. Chris Jericho will be coming back. Samantha Scafidi will be coming back, and Elliot Fullman. So Chris Jericho was the secretary in the post-credit scene of Terrifier 2. Obviously, Art the Clown is David Howard Thornton is Art the Clown. Samantha Scafidi is coming back as Victoria, and Elliot Fullman is coming back as Jonathan. Leone tells Deadline, "We are in pre-production right now. We're going to start shooting in 2 months, beginning of February, so we're in the thick of it. We're assembling our crew, we're still casting, we're getting locations in order, special effects are being created, and we're still working on drafts. It could always be better and tighter. I've never stopped doing that all the way through production. I'm finally getting to the stage where I'm very excited. We're about to make a movie again, which is my childhood fantasy come true." And let me tell you, I'm very excited that they are going to be working on Terrifier 3. And that they are in pre-production of it right now. And I wanted to go back real quick to this where it says, "We've crafted her character is being more developed and dealing with these intense trauma stemming from the events of the previous film, and eventually she must conquer these challenges to confront Art. Her continued metamorphosis into Art's formidable foe is one of the most intriguing and exciting aspects of this franchise for me." Now, if you think about it, they're kind of turning Sienna and Art into this generation's Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, which I have no problem with. Because, obviously, we all grew up watching Michael Myers, and there's new generations every year. So, obviously, there's kids out there that's just getting into horror. Maybe they've seen Terrifier 2, and maybe they're starting to think, wow, this guy's awesome. And maybe as us viewers right now, 20 and up, we know Michael Myers and we know Art, but maybe we're witnessing a new generation of horror characters, which would actually be really awesome. But yeah, just fruit for thought, I guess. But it goes on to say, he also previews in the chat with Deadline, this one is going to pick up where part 2 left off in the Insane Asylum. So you're going to see what unfolds and transpires, because Art and Victoria ended up is so insane. And seeing how they get out of that situation and what happens next is going to be really wild. So we have to get Chris Jericho back in there and see how he becomes a part of that situation. So yes, I'm very excited for it. Bring Chris Jericho back. Bring back. It's going to be good. Very good. I'm very sorry. I had a brain fart there. But I'm very excited about it. Obviously, there's most likely going to be a time jump, because Terrifier 2 happened on Halloween, I believe. So if they're picking up where it left off, it'll most likely be like a 2-month time jump, I'm guessing, because this movie takes place on Christmas. But then the plot details that we got in the last video that I made, Jonathan was in college, and Jonathan was only in, grade school in this one? So it's going to be quite the time jump. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what old Artie Claus is going to do in this movie, how he's going to mess stuff up, make stuff just completely insane and crazy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the Saw writers for Saw X not returning for Saw 11. Let me know what you want done with Hoffman. Do you want him to survive Saw 3D at the very end? Because his death was just left unknown. And let me know you guys' thoughts on Terrifier 3. But yeah, as always, you guys, stay groovy, stay safe and keep your people safe. And remember, God is good all the time. It has been Justin and Sienna and my boy Art, and we're out. Peace.